everyone, welcome to another political reading. This one I thought was so funny, I had to do a reading on it. And ironically, once out exit plan, all right, stage left, right? I had to do a reading on it. Probably because when I finished work and went in to do a little bit of research, mainstream media didn't pick it up. Even in Europe, it was squashed very, very fast. There's a lot of censorship in France, there's a lot of censorship in UK, and there's a lot of censorship in Europe. So I thought, I've got to do a reading on this. It was, of course, all over X, and I think a couple of YouTubers have picked it up. I'm just going to continue on it because I basically want to know, there's this funny little stick and a tissue looking thing that when the press door was open and the press came in, and you had Starmer, you had Macron, and you also had Merz. He's the last person, Friedrich, however you say it. Merz, Merz. He is the Council of Germany, and they were on a train where they were going to or from Poland or to Poland, to go to Ukraine or from Ukraine. Not too sure, depending on what report you can find. France didn't hesitate to say it was all disinformation, and this is what the right will do to prove just how bad it is. There's a couple of people on X that have actually said, okay, but why bother to be so sus? So what happened is that as soon as they all walked in, they're all smiley, happy, shiny people, big grins all over their face. And of course, the first person who saw something that was left on the table from whatever they were doing, right, previous meeting or whatever, was the Merz. And he quickly grabbed hold of a stick looking thing that I will put up, that some people have said this is possibly what it is. And then when you have a look at the tissue, I'll put quote unquote tissue, it's like, okay, so because while they're talking and they're all big grins and everything like that, Merz is actually looking at Macron, and Merz is looking at Macron, and Macron all of a sudden very quickly grabs hold of it in one hand, transfers it to the other, and then it really did look like Mum had walked in on some teenagers being busted, basically. I think the body language person actually got it right when, if it is a used napkin or a tissue, as the French was saying, was a tissue, why didn't he just, turn around and put it with the bin underneath the desk or something like that? Why would you sort of like grab hold of it and then, try to discreetly put it in a back pocket or something like that? So this is Macron, of course, we're talking about. So I'm going, okay, no worries. Let's see what the cards say. All right, so we've got Stardust Shadows, we've got Oracle on one side, and we've got Tarot on the other. So this one here is back away, do not get involved. There's your censorship. Absolutely. And this is the Fool Tarot. Wow. This is the Tower. This is just the whole ground coming out. The universe actually decided that it was about time that, maybe something happened, right? On the one side of things, it's like someone saying, well, don't look here, keep going, which is basically exactly what was saying, back away, don't look here kind of thing, keep scrolling, don't get involved. Associated, link, or connected. And this is the Ace of Wands for power. Of course, we've got the Prime Minister of France, we've got the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, and we've got the German Chancellor. I mean, that's pretty high up the food chain, right? So what were they manifesting? What did they decide to start with the Ace of Wands? You know, what was it that they were manifesting? It's all associated and connected, all as one. Interesting. All right, skills, 8 of coins, and then you have trauma, healing required. Oh, this is funny. Yeah, maybe, allegedly, maybe they need to go to rehab. Targeted attack. Oh, okay. And conflict, 5 of wands. Well, that's all in-house squabbling, fighting, everything like that. Whoever was the person that was savvy enough to notice it straight away on the table, did not the German councillor, but one of the press, and leak it out. I mean, that was brilliant, especially with all the censorship, right? That was absolutely brilliant. So, some sort of targeted attack. That's what France is saying. That's definitely what they're saying. It's all disinformation. It's a tissue. Well, okay, fine, but what's with the stick that the German council was holding? If it's just a stick, who cares, right? Allegedly. Reason, intended, purpose. And this is the 3 of swords, distancing. And they absolutely are. They absolutely are distancing themselves. There was a reason that this happened, and especially with the Tower, the universe actually wanted to show what these leaders are actually up to. I mean, it's no surprises. I mean, I thought it was funny, to be perfectly honest. I thought, well, yeah, it's what people do. It's absolutely what people do. It's, yeah, what can I say? Scary when they're leaders, but really, when you think about it, alliances, 2 of cups. And then you've got a story, a directive narrative, a directed narrative. So, yeah, they do actually have alliances. Absolutely. They're doing some sort of new deal together. That's what they were doing at the time. I think, can we say allegedly the party favours were just there? I don't think it was just for the party. It was a genuine meeting, and they were getting together to do something about money. Because you've got the Ace of Coins here. So they were absolutely doing something. It looks like probably a lot to do with Bitcoin as well. And this is a distraction. Looks so deceiving, absolutely. So when these kind of cards come out, and of course this is on well, let's just say trauma, right? You've got the Ace of Coins, lots and lots of money involved, and we're already talking about Bitcoin as well. Well, looks deceiving, looks it's a distraction. All right, again, this is a bit like the censorship as well. It's like, don't get involved, don't look, look over here, look at what we're doing a deal, got nothing to do with what was sitting on the table, right? This is all what France was basically saying. Strength and bravery. Misdirection, what I want you to see. Of course, exactly. Absolutely. They didn't want us to see this. They didn't want anyone to see this. Whatever was on the table, they didn't want it. If it was just a tissue, why would Macron care? If it was just a stick, why would Merz care? And Summer's just sitting there, all grinning with brain fog, hazy, not in the right mind, allegedly. Opportunity, 7 of cups, and there you have it. It's a smoke screen. It's all mind games. There's lots of options. There's lots of things that it could be. It's not what it seems, which is already there. It's a distraction. I think the cards are pretty much saying what it is. And yeah, I mean, let's just put it this way: hazy, not in the right mind. Well, sorry. Talk about distraction. Usually when I'm not having a camera, I actually have a 7 spread. So, yeah, Talk about distraction. I just thought it was funny with the brain fog, so there you go. No, I don't have a brain fog, but I think someone did at that meeting, possibly more than one person. Change of course, Two of Wands. There's your deal. And unprepared, not ready for it. Absolutely, they weren't prepared. They weren't prepared at all. Absolutely, they were not prepared. You got the change of course here. This is your deal that they were working on. This is your Two of Cups, so some sort of new agreement. So yes, they were actually they were working, they were doing something. They were working on some sort of deal. It wasn't just a party on the train. But it's scary when got to be careful how I say it. It's scary when things that make you have a brain fog are actually there while you're doing really, really detrimental deals, right, between countries. Scary, isn't it? Not shocking, not surprising, but scary. Okay, your voice, Page of Swords. And a favourable, good outcome. Okay, so with the Page of Swords, of course, that's the attack on the internet. That's something that they wanted to be shut down. I think they're thinking that they're pretty good because you can't really find a great lot unless you really, really deep dive into it. I think the censorship is well and truly worked for all three countries. I wouldn't know, I mean, with Poland, but I do know that in Ukraine there's a lot of censorship as well from previous readings. So, yeah, interesting. Set up to take the blame. I wonder who will take the blame. Four of Wands. Someone that has stability. Someone that is actually where it was going. Now, this train was either coming or going, right? Coming or going from Poland. And the only way you can actually get to Ukraine, because there's no fly zone, is either a train or car, which we've learned in previous readings when the gingerhead one decided he was going to pop over there because Lord knows why. So set up to take the blame. Now, I wonder if they're going to say, well, because the comedian, and I'll say comedian because there could be anyone, right? But he is alleged to be involved in that type of thing. Again, allegedly. I wonder if in Europe or somewhere else they're saying, well, don't worry about it, that's his problem, that's Ukraine's problem, it's got nothing to do with us. I can see that with these kind of people. They won't accept responsibility. More to it behind the scenes. Yeah, exactly. And 10 of coins, and we've got the Bitcoin as well. So when you go into stuff like that, this is your legacy. This is, the future of your country, and there will be more to it behind the scenes. So I think someone's going to get set up. If it ever gets brought up again, I think they've got a fall guy, guinea pig, so to speak. And it'll be someone that's going to save the day because you've got the Nine of Cups come through now, and this is silence and will not divulge. So I doubt whoever they're going to blame, if it ever comes up, even if someone in the media actually, it's like a hit and run kind of thing where they say, well, what about this? And it wasn't supposed to have been questioned, but it was a live question, because bearing in mind they're all politicians, right? Yeah, it looks like there's going to be someone that is going to take the blame, that they know won't go any further than that. If it ever gets to this point, revealed, mask comes off, and you've got fast action, 8 of Wands. So that is everything that's in the internet, everything that's in the environment, the 8 of Wands, all this energy going backwards and forwards, and a lot of censorship that's also behind that. I think if anything that we've revealed, whatever was sitting on the table that two people thought was a good idea to hide, literally, whatever it was, they still took extreme measures to hide it straight away, right? It's going to be revealed. Absolutely going to be revealed, whatever the case is. Improvement, a better situation, and getting away is 6 of Swords. So what they wanted was to go into calmer waters. They don't want us to look. A story to tell, sing like a bird. But if this guinea pig actually gets too much heat put on, and I'll say him because it is a very male-orientated meeting. Absolutely all males. I couldn't see any females there. I mean, the Prime Minister of Italy, she wasn't there or anything like that, right? So I would say that someone will sing like a bird, but not just yet. And that is your devil. That is your devil. What happens with the devil is that there's a lot of people that can be addictive in this devil. It's a master manipulator. It's a player. There's lots of substance abuse as well. I would say that's probably also confirmation of what was on that table, allegedly. When you've got the devil there, they're going to sing like a bird eventually. So, very, very interesting. All right, into deep situation goes deep. Foreign land and the world, and it's going to end up ending anyway. I don't think these people really see how damaging this could be behind the scenes, just negligence basically, right? Numb, avoided feelings. And this is your Five of Cups, regret. So they're going to regret all this eventually. They're going to regret being complicit. Attached, surrounded by negative, and this is your King of Swords. Okay, do we have a King of Swords? This is the first time, and it was a deep dive. Who would be the King of Swords? Oh, good Lord. It's Zelensky. Surrounded by negative. Surrounded by... when you've got the devil, who is your puppet master, and I'm sorry to say, because I know Zelensky is also the Prime Minister or President, whatever they call them over there, right? He is actually being manipulated. And I think he might be made a fall guy here with these people, allegedly entertainment purposes only, according to the cards. Because he's surrounded by negative people. You've got accepting, surrendered to fate. And that's the Queen of Swords. So there's some sort of contract happening. This will be the land deals that he's doing. He's basically selling his whole land out, not only to the US, but also the UK as well. This is all a strategy thing, possibly to keep Ukraine safe, maybe to, stop, like to make peace or whatever. But it does look like he is the only one that's come through. The rest of them are basically in hiding. Their cards are basically in hiding. I mean, there's a deal agreed to, right? This is your high process knowledge. This is a secret. There's a secret there. So what's actually happened, the only people, now we had 4 players, we definitely had 3 players that were visual, but we had 4 because we knew that they were either coming or going to Ukraine. So you could say that you've got 4 players there, right? Every single one of those players are different cups and wands and swords and pentacles, right? They are all different, every single one of them. And I would have thought by now at least one king or even their own major arcana would have come through. No, it's not until we deep dive into the final line that I won't go any further, because I'm pretty convinced here that Zelensky is actually going to be the fall guy. And that would verify some of the things saying that he is known to be involved, literally, right, in that kind of thing that everyone thinks that it is, not a tissue, right? Otherwise, hey, yeah, why would Macron care? Leave the tissue on the table. Leave the stick on the table. Why would Merz care about a stick and hold it in his hand and not remove it, not do anything? Macron didn't do that. He wasn't that staunch. He grabbed hold of it. He could have kept it in his hands as well, but he didn't. He made the obvious move. So if we didn't see what Merz was actually doing, right, Merz, Z, M-E-R-Z, what the German chancellor was doing, Macron made it so obvious where he had to change it from one hand to another, and then he actually had, literally turned around and put it in his back pocket or wherever. Why do that? Why do that at all? Ask him for a friend. What do I believe? I believe exactly what it looks like. And I believe that they are actually controlling what's happening in Ukraine, allegedly entertainment purposes only. And Zelensky's just there, doing the deals, accepting to fate. Oh, here's the cards. That's what they're saying. Okay, let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.